Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Chimera Elite and today we're taking a look at the Grave Guardian. But before I start, take a look in the background and what do you see? You see 3 Guardians of Equilibrium, Emerok, and 2 healers. Look on my side, what do you see? You see Rice Guard, 2 Guardians of Equilibrium, a healer, and a Grave Guardian. I'm still a little bit speechless that I got to pull off what I pulled off this game, but maybe once the in-depth of the Grave Guardian is done, just pause and take a look at how this battle pans out, because, ooh, I got really lucky in some places, and this is a real rare one. This is a rare happening for me. Guardians of Equilibrium, when they come in 3s, you don't usually win with that. Like, if you're fighting it, you're probably gonna get fucked. But yeah, let's go on to the in-depth. The Tier 1 Grave Guardian comes in at 95 AP and he is called the Scourge of the Looters. He has pretty good accuracy and in fact he's really good all around. Damage wise, toughness wise, parry, he'll do pretty much anything you want. And also, he's immune to fear, so his will doesn't really matter unless someone's, for whatever reason, using internal rage on you. He has 8 will. He's fine as is. He does have one ability. It's called Master Strike. Most of you are probably familiar with it. And it's plus 4 damage, minus 4 accuracy. You just hit something really hard. And with his accuracy, even hitting something with an accuracy of 8, you're still pretty much set. And that ups his damage to 14, he still has another attack to go. It's just really good on him. Now, along with him being, you know, the whole Wolfen Born Killer, fear, and just great movement. He has 7 movement, by the way, which is fan-fucking-tastic. He also has immunity fear and Scourge Living Dead. Now, this guy in a normal Wolfen Army is the tankiest guy you're gonna see. That's what the Grave Guardians are for. They tank things, and they do a really good job of it. But, along with this guy in particular can deal very good damage. With 10 damage and Master Strike, great damage potential. He's not savage, so you can use orders on him. Defensive stance, offensive stance, natural selection, all that great stuff. Against undead armies, he is absolutely amazing. Scourge Living Dead tosses another 3 damage onto all living dead units. So if you're in a pickle, toss this guy into the mix. Skeleton dead. Everything's dead. He has nothing to fear, pardon my phone. He has absolutely nothing to fear from anything. He is, in my opinion, one of the best units that you can put in your army as a Wolfen player. He has the movement, he has the damage, he has the accuracy, and one last thing, he does something that is extremely important to me personally. He carries his weight. He costs 95 AP. You're paying 95 AP for an extremely powerful unit. And it's worth every single point. This guy has carried me, not personally, but he's helped out a huge amount. And having one in your army, he is a bulwark. Obviously there's a tier 2 who's called the Bulwark, but this guy is, even then, he still has very high parry and very high toughness and pretty good dodge. He is, while the devs and the flavor texts say that the Fang Warrior is the backbone of the Wolfen Army, in my opinion, the Grave Guardian is the real MVP in this. if you need something in your army, you probably need a Grave Guardian. Now, the Tier 2 is called the Rampart of the Graves, not the Bulwark. Pardon me, that's a mistake that I made. He is... If you need a literal just wall, this guy is your go-to guy. Accuracy 11, lower damage. He has a parry of 16, a dodge of 14, a toughness of 14, and a will of 8. He also has taunt, hard-boiled, and combat instinct. Let that sink in. This guy has a parry of 16. That's huge. He also has taunt. Also huge, as it takes aggro off of your hero. Or whoever needs aggro taken, or just damage taken away from them. He also has hard boiled, meaning he takes 3 less damage from all sources. He has combat instinct. So you can literally run him into the middle of the enemy army, have him sit there, toss a defensive stance on him, and he's set. He might not be able to parry everything and dodge everything. He's getting no penalties though. He's taking very little damage, what damage he is taking, and your army is pretty much free to do whatever the hell it wants to, because he can taunt, I'm going to taunt you, I'm going to taunt you, I'm going to taunt you, every single turn. And what that means is you can literally just have this guy. He's a rampart. He's the wall that the enemy breaks against. They can throw themselves at him as much as they want. Toss a defensive stance on him. Have a healer constantly just heal, heal, heal. Keep using mortification on him. That's plus 10 health a turn. That's a fourth of his health. Toss a ring of ice, a ring of mist, depending on the army. One for arrows, one for magic. Either way, this guy is 107 AP of a wall. He is the tankiest unit that the Wolfen has to offer. And he is also worth every penny. Every point of AP that you put into him, you're getting it back in defense. In my army, he doesn't work so well because I need the damage and I need to rush as hard as possible, so I go with the Tier 1. Because the Tier 1 is a good balance of damage and defense. If your army has enough damage, go the Tier 2. He has huge defense, and he can take heat off of your other guys who might not be so tough. Who can't take the hit. He takes the hit that the other units can't. He's your number 2 man. Your hero's your number 1. Use as needed. The Tier 3 is a little bit of an oddball in his brothers of just defense. The Grave Guardian is, at least by me, very well known for his high defense, high toughness, high parry. And the Tier 3, it's like the devs are trying to pull another angle. This guy's 130 AP, he has 6 movement, the usual 40 HP. But he takes a penalty in accuracy, parry, and toughness. And a bonus in will, but will doesn't really matter all that much. Now, when you look at him, you see he has more damage, but he has barely any more damage than the Tier 1. And I am slightly saddened to say the Tier 1 is probably a better choice. The Tier 1 comes in at around 97 AP? Something around there? 95 AP, actually, so even better. He comes in a whole 35 AP less than the Tier 3, and deals 1 less damage. Another thing about the tier 3 is that you can't use him as a tank. He has decent parry and toughness, but he also has War Fury, and like all War Fury units in this new meta, he has Savage to come along with it. Now, War Fury is a free offensive stance. And in the past, War Fury was a little bit OP because you could literally toss it on a Predator Blood and have the guy pop it and get 3 attacks for everything, including pursuit strikes. Now they have nerfed War Fury, appropriately in my opinion, but what is not appropriate, what is inappropriate, which just sounds really weird, but what's bad is all War Fury units now have Savage, which I don't think should really be a thing, because it's redundant. If a War Fury unit pops War Fury, he gains Savage. He doesn't need it twice. And it severely limits the units that have it. Sure, this guy has Born Killer, Fear 13, Ruthless, which stuns, -1 to all ability, to all attributes, and Implacable 1. But he can't use any orders. He can't use offensive stance or anything. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what they were thinking. Because if someone popped an order on this guy, like an offensive stance, and then you popped War Fury on him, it would be silly. It would be insane. I'm pretty sure you could put that in the coding to, make it so the War Fury counts as an order. You can't have more than one order on any one character, because you can only use one order a turn, or rather, one order in the turn of one unit. Make War Fury count as an order for that particular unit, and you've just brought quite a few more units to the table that otherwise might not have ever been used. That's just my 2 cents in this whole thing, and I cannot with any good conscience recommend the tier 3. He's too expensive, and what he brings to the table is something that, at least in my army, with Rysgar, is already taken care of and better. You don't really need a Fury of the Graves. you guys enjoyed this video. Look above and you will see all the crazy shit I pulled in this game against these Guardians of Equilibrium. Next time we are looking at the Lion. Finally. For whoever asked for it before. Finally, we have to start on another army. I'm probably going to also start playing a lot more Lion matches just because I still have yet to be very familiar with their army. I can pull off some decent shit. That's just because I've played so much of the game. Kind of comes with the experience. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys around. Peace. Subscribe.